How's it going, everybody? Volume way down. Much better. All right, let's continue. Get into Matthew 26, continuing in Daniel 7, where we get into the horn, the Antichrist. We know who the horn is. A trump is a horn, and a horn is a trump. Jesus said the Antichrist would be here in his own name. He is Donald Horn or Donald Trump. The name was changed from Drumpf to Trump. Drumpf fulfills the other Bible prophecy as S-I-X, 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 3 times. 666 spelled out in gematria does come to Donald John Drumpf. So it fulfills the other Bible prophecy. Of the number of a man, here is wisdom, so on and so forth. Count the number of the beast. It is the number of a man. And Don Drumpf comes to 666 in English gematria, which is 6 times English ordinal, also known as simple gematria, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Well, in English gematria, A is 6, B is 12, C is 18. And in that cipher, Don Drumpf also comes to 666. So he is 666 in gematria, where you convert letters to numbers. Jewish, of course, being the most biblical, but in both directions, either by searching SIX, SIX, SIX in the Jewish gematria, it comes to Donald John Trump. And then Don Trump comes to 666. So that's why he has 2 different last names to fit both of those prophecies, the 666 and being here in his own name. Jesus said, I come in my Father's name and you receive me not. But if another what? Another Christ, in this case, the Antichrist. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. And he's in all those, he's on those temple coins and all that stuff over there in that land where Jesus roamed, which the Bible says now is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. And it is where the Antichrist will perform the abomination of desolation. It's the great city of Babylon. It is ground zero. It is where they killed God when he was here in the flesh. Jesus even said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that killeth the prophets. So they killed the prophets, they killed Jesus, and then the Antichrist will also set up the abomination that maketh desolate and declare himself to be God. So it's all quite fascinating, actually, the times that we're living in. And it came to pass when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Capias. Comma. A lot of the King James a verse will end in a comma or a semicolon, sometimes a colon, and consulted that they might take Jesus by subtlety and kill him. But they said, not on a feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at the dinner table. And the King James says, as he sat at meat, which means dinner, supper. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for as much and given to the poor. But when Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why are you troubling the woman? She's done a good thing for me, for ye have the poor always with you, but you don't have me with you always. For in that she hath poured his ointment on his body, that she did it for my burial. Moving on to Daniel 7, verses 3 through 9. And 4 great beasts came up out of the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand up upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. So again, with the beasts and 4, but this time it's going to be talking about the Antichrist beast system. So thereof were plucked, lifted up. Okay. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast. Now you're going to be getting into this final system. This is more of like Daniel's, let's see. The 4 beasts of Daniel, like Nebuchadnezzar's dream, let's say. The lion represents the king of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar's bear represents king of Persia, the leopard. The 4 kingdoms of Daniel in Wikipedia. Let's see what they say. So you see Daniel 2, Daniel 7. So the head of gold, Babylon, head of silver, of course, like we told you, was the Medes and the Persians. And the 3rd kingdom was the Grecian Empire. And the 4th kingdom was the Roman Empire. Then the feet and the toes were the extension of it through our lifetime down to the iron versus clay, where the iron were, that's all the way through to the mark of the beast. And it is that age of technology, the ghost in the machine, the computer, the technology, the iron. So, and then in Daniel 7, we have a lion, bear, leopard, and then you get into the 4th beast. And so I can equate again that it's quite possible. And it's the schools of thought, Christian interpretation, Roman Empire schema. You got Babylonian, Medo-Persian, Greek, Roman. Very good. Daniel 2, Daniel 7, Daniel 8, Daniel 11. So, yeah. Looks like they are comparing Daniel 2 to Daniel 7. And we remember the toes and the clay as it's the mark of the beast, the iron being that they do come from the technology and so forth, and enter into the humans and possess them. So as we are now about to get into what is now the Roman Empire, which is the 4th beast, and from it comes the horn, or the little horn of Daniel 7, the Antichrist, which is your feet and toes, the iron mixing with the miry clay. It's all about total human body possession, as the Antichrist, or this little horn, is possessed by Satan. Heisman Trophy, when you look at Heisman, it's he is man. Who is man? Satan is now man. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast. So this is your Holy Roman Empire. And dreadful and terrible, strong exceedingly, had teeth of iron, devoured and break into pieces, stamped the residue feet of it, and it was diverse from all the other beasts before it. And it had 10 horns. And you're getting into the age of iron, which leads into technology. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. So now you're into the Antichrist, and this is the iron mixing with the miry clay of Daniel 2's. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. And Jesus said he would be here in his own name, and a horn is a trump is a horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by its roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like a man, and a mouth speaking great things. Make America great again. Everything comes out of his mouth is great. Verbose. Verbose. Definition of verbose.
Here's the definition of verbose: using or expressed in more words than are needed.
Using or expressed in more words than are needed. Maybe not properly. Everything he says is jaw-dropping. Pretty amazing. Like, did he just say that? Kind of thing. I beheld till the thrones were cast down in the Ancient of Days, so now God wins. So Daniel 7 does go back and forth between the Antichrist and what he does to the sheep, and then God winning. So every time it's God winning, it will be highlighted in yellow throughout this chapter. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days, which is God the Father, did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. And that's why he's the bad guy in the Hunger Games, President Snow, because God is always the bad guy in their world, in their movies and so forth. And the hairs of his head like pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels a burning fire. Of course, there's fire all about, the Hunger Games logos and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy. All right, anyway, glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.